I have a 6-ingredient crock pot recipe for you today that you are going to love. My name's Christina. I'm with eatingonadime.com. Welcome to my kitchen. My sister Carrie and I are on a mission to teach real families how to make real food at home on a budget. And we love our crock pot. We love our crock pot so much that we've even made our own digital crock pot cookbook. I have linked that in the description below, as well as today's recipe, Crockpot Tuscan Chicken. It's all the delicious flavors of a classic Tuscan chicken, but we only need 6 ingredients and then your crock pot does all the work. So today I'm going to use the beautiful, that's the name of the crock pot. It's a multi-cooker from Walmart. It's the Drew Barrymore line and it's amazing. It cooks great. It cooks evenly. It's awesome. I'm linking it below, as well as a post to all of our other crock pots that we love. That is our most asked question. What crock pot should I get? What crock pot should I get? But you don't have to buy anything new for today's recipe, Crockpot Tuscan Chicken. You can make this in any crock pot that you have. I do recommend that it's 6-quart or larger. This one is a 6-quart today and it works great. Okay, let's get started with today's easy recipe. So first we need some chicken breast. You want 3 boneless, skinless chicken breasts. I've already trimmed off the excess fat on them, and what we're going to do is fillet them into 6 pieces and put them right into the crock pot. So now when I say fillet a chicken breast, I mean cut it in half lengthwise. So to do that, you want to put your chicken breast on a cutting board, hold it down with one hand, and then slide your knife across it lengthwise to make 2 skinny chicken breasts. Don't worry about being perfect. You just want thinner chicken breasts so that they all cook evenly. So you're going to start with 3, but then once you cut them in half, you're going to get 6 pieces. And just put them right into the crock pot. So this is going to make them cook nice and quickly and evenly. And it's going to be amazing when we serve. Easy peasy. Now, before we get this cutting board out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and get our sun-dried tomatoes chopped up. For this recipe, we are using a 1/2 cup drained sun-dried tomatoes. You can just get them in a jar at your grocery store. But I do recommend that you chop them up so that they mix better into the sauce. We're going to make the sauce before we add it to the crock pot. So I'm going to chop these up and get them added to the mixing bowl. Now, I'm using the same cutting board because I'm going to put these into the crock pot with the chicken and it's going to cook. So it's okay because it's already going to touch raw chicken. So don't worry about that aspect of it. You just don't want cooked touching raw, etc., etc. So after this step, I will get this cutting board and knife out of here so that we don't avoid any cross-contamination. And I've already washed my hands before this step just so we don't get any cross-contamination. So just run your knife through them to kind of dice them up. Now, if you do like them whole, it's fine. You're still going to get great flavor. I just like them a little bit smaller for my sauce. Okay, now we're going to make the sauce. So once they're nice and chopped, dump it into a mixing bowl. Now let's add in our remaining ingredients. You're going to start with 15 ounces of your favorite jarred Alfredo sauce. I'm using Raoul's, not sure if I'm saying it right, but I love it. It has great flavor, but any will work, any that you love. We're going to add that to the bowl with 1/4 cup grated Parmesan cheese. You can grate your own, but I'm just using the grated out of the shaker jar, the classic green shaker jar, and then a teaspoon of Italian seasoning blend. Now, this is available in all United States, America grocery stores. If you're watching from a different country, you may not have it. What it is, it's a mixture of spices like oregano, basil, all of the Italian spices in one blend. It's great. I'm going to link a homemade recipe below in case you do not have this option available where you live. Okay, that's all we need for the sauce, and then we just got to mix it together. You can see the sauce is already looking like Tuscan style. It's so good and it's so delicious. You just want to mix until all the ingredients are combined, especially that grated Parmesan cheese. Then just take the sauce and we're going to pour it over the chicken breast in the crock pot. And I spread it around just so No chicken is dry or overcooked in the crock pot. Put this all in here. Just use your spoon to kind of make sure you cover them all up. Okay, the only other thing is to turn it on. You guys, it's that easy. A few simple ingredients, and this is gonna make an amazing meal that your family's gonna ask for time and time again. Okay, so put the lid on the crock pot. Don't forget that part. You can cook this on low for about 4 to 6 hours until that chicken is cooked through. Now, let's talk about the high option. You can cook it on high for about 2 to 3 hours. Here's the thing. A lot of these newer crock pots like this one run really, really hot. So if you do cook it on high, you risk that the Alfredo sauce might curdle. Depends on your crock pot. It might or may not. So if your crock pot has a tendency to run hot, I only recommend cooking this one on low for about 4 to 6 hours until that chicken is cooked through. Okay, let's get this started. Let me find the on button. There we go. Turn it on low, and I'm gonna check mine at 4 hours because this cooks pretty quick and it's not gonna be long. All right, she is on. Okay, make sure you stay though, because I'm gonna show you a tip towards the end of the cooking time to really elevate this meal. I'll be back in about 4 hours. It's almost ready. Now, about 30 to 20 minutes before you're about to serve, you wanna add in some spinach to give it that true Tuscan flavor. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and get this chopped up, and I already got my water started for the pasta because I'm gonna serve this today over linguine. So when you get your spinach ready, you need about a cup. I like to use baby spinach. I just dump it onto a cutting board and then remove the stems. I need to kind of switch spots with my crock pot here, but she's cooking. So just rip all the little stems off, and then we're gonna just loosely chop it up. It cooks more evenly into the crock pot that way. So I just removed all the stems. And then you want to just chop it up. Use your big knife and do similar what we did with the sun-dried tomatoes. It doesn't need to be exact. I just bunch it all together and then chop it. And then turn it, bunch it all together, and then chop it the other way as well. This makes it cook more evenly into your sauce, and it makes it easier to eat. So you're not just grabbing like a really big piece of spinach and then it like is hard to eat. So. And I just run my knife through it one more time. A big knife works great. Ooh, look at that. It already looks great. Mix the spinach into the sauce. We're just going to dump this right on in. And then we want to let this cook for just a little bit. You don't want to put it in at the beginning because it'll get too overcooked. You can cook it on low for about 20 minutes, or if you're okay cooking on high, it's only going to take about 10 minutes on high. So it should be just enough time for us to get our sides ready, and then dinner will be ready. Let's check on it. Ooh, look at that. So I turned it up on high, and you guys can see how it's boiling. It really shouldn't be doing that in the crock pot setting. So that's what I mean. But you see that spinach, you still want it to be green and just slightly cooked through so it has that flavor. This looks perfect, and it is ready. All right, it's ready. It's time for my favorite part, serving. Now I am serving it over a bowl of linguine noodles, my favorite way to serve it. It's amazing. This sauce is great over the pasta. Now I love using this spoon spatula because you can get the chicken and you can get the sauce as well. The chicken is nice and cooked through. We don't cook it as long as like a traditional crock pot recipe because we want the chicken to remain whole and be like a chicken breast, which it's done perfectly. And you can use the same utensil to scoop the sauce on top. Now, I'm just going to serve this as is with some of our favorite bread for the side, but you could also roast up some veggies, and this sauce is amazing on the veggies as well. I'm serving and getting it all ready, and look at this little supervisor. He wants to sample it as well, but don't worry, friends. I'm not going to let him. It'll hurt his tummy. Time for my favorite part, taste testing. Okay, I got a piece of the chicken, and then I'll try the sauce with the pasta here. You guys, this sauce tastes like a homemade sauce, and it's so easy. Oh, The flavor is amazing. You guys are gonna love this one. 6 ingredients, literally the easiest crock pot recipe and fancy enough for guests. That's what we like saying. Easy enough for your family, but fancy enough for company. All right, I gotta try this pasta now too. Amazing. All right, friends, that's it. I hope I inspired you to make an easy, delicious meal at home for your family. Don't forget, we have linked this recipe in the description below, as well as our digital crockpot cookbook. So if you love crockpot cooking as much as we do, make sure you try that out. Also, if you have not liked and subscribed yet, I hope you do. We're going to do a fun new series in September, and I do not want you to miss out. So make sure you like and subscribe so you get notified every time we go live. I think we're going to be, or not live, but every time we make a new video, we're going to have a new video every single day, me and Carrie taking turns, like the first 10 days of September. And it's going to be a really fun kickoff to fall-ish weather. I do not want you guys to miss out. Blah, I can't talk. All right, obviously I'm hungry. I got to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for joining me today in my kitchen. I will see you guys next time. And until then, remember, eat at home by eating on a dime. Bye, friends.